I wanted to share with you all today the Chris Blatchford statement that was made. Now, this was sent to me on February the 26th, 2014, directly from Russell Poole. And Russell received this statement from Chris Blatchford. And Chris was working at the time at Fox Television, Fox 11, here in Southern California. And I'm going to read to you this statement. I don't agree with everything that's in it, but that's how evidence is. Evidence always comes in flawed, and some people's perceptions or what they remember is a little bit off, but I'm going to read it to you nonetheless. And this is the Chris Blatchford statement. And this is another statement that implicates Reggie Wright Jr. as a suspect in Tupac Shakur's murder. Here it is. May 1998, a 5-deuce Hoover Crip that I know came to me saying he knew who killed Tupac Shakur. He told me that Sharitha Knight and Reggie Wright were behind the murder. CI says first there was a get-together in Balboa Park in San Fernando Valley for different gangs. This was disguised as a Blood Crip truce meeting, but it was really a feeler for Wright to see how much it would take to get Tupac hit. Wright wanted rights to all Tupac's material. He says it was Wright who, on the night of Tupac's murder, told the killers where Tupac would be, along with Suge. Those not in on the plan that night were sent to the 662 Club in Las Vegas. There were 3 hitmen hired to do the job: Gregory Harris Smith, aka Little Half Dead, Malcolm Shabazz Patton, and Danny Eugene Patton, aka White Boy. The CI lived next door to Danny Patton in Reseda and did some construction work with him. CI says Danny Patton told him, "I shot that Tupac motherfucker. I was there, man." He had a tape recording of the conversation, but I couldn't understand a word of it because of the bad quality of the tape. In early June 1998, the CI told me that Malcolm Patton was tired of hiding it and believed he was about to get hit. So he wanted to turn himself in and tell the whole story. I talked to Malcolm on the telephone and we set up a meeting. He said he would bring one of the murder weapons and wanted to do an on-camera interview to protect himself. June the 5th, 1998, I showed up for the meeting and was given a handwritten letter. This was written by the CI's sister who transcribed what Malcolm told her. The letter claimed Little Half Dead was upset with Tupac because Tupac stole one of his songs, Brenda's Got a Baby. Little Half Dead was beaten down by some Tupac soldiers while in Las Vegas. The letter also said Wright had a meeting with gangsters and put a bounty on Tupac's head. Malcolm said he was the shooter that was supposed to take out Suge Knight. Little Half Dead was supposed to kill Tupac. It quoted Malcolm as saying, "I can call you on a safe number and give you details of clothing, cars, streets, and describe anything you need to know to prove I was there. And the night Tupac tried to escape like a little peon bitch." The letter also said that Malcolm would drop off one of the murder weapons at KTTV studios. Malcolm never showed for the Reseda meeting, but when I returned to the station, security told me a young black man had tried to drop off a package for me at the guard shack. Company policy prohibited them from accepting it. I never heard from Malcolm again. The CI also told me that Danny was paid $100,000 for the hit in the form of a cashier's check. Danny signed the check. The CI said the hit team trio had rented a pearl white Cadillac at the Stratosphere Hotel in Las Vegas and later dumped it at a salvage yard in Baker disassembled. 3 guns were used, Tech 9, .45, and a Glock. Danny's gun jammed. Malcolm shot twice and missed his target. He also said Neckbone would be killed later because he knew the identity of the shooters. Neckbone was, in fact, killed at a later date. CI said that Danny Patton's mother, who worked as a drug counselor in the valley, was scared to go against him. Malcolm, at the time, was recently released from prison. A year or so later, CI told me Danny Patton wanted to meet with me. Subsequently, he and the CI did come to the station and talked with me for about a half hour. The Tupac murder was never mentioned. CI later told me Danny just wanted to feel me out. Little Half Dead is already doing life for another murder. That is the Chris Blatchford statement. And when I went to Fox Studios and sat with Chris Blatchford and had my meeting with him, he gave me a copy of the confession letter, and he went through basically the same story. He had a file that was about 3 inches thick, and in that file was the confession letter, but a whole bunch of other information that he had compiled. And once we started to get traction with the original book, and this started to get out, Chris Blatchford decided he wanted absolutely nothing further to do with this investigation, and he made that clear, and especially after Russell Poole died at the sheriff's. I met with Chris maybe 2 years ago because we have a mutual friend, and that mutual friend reconnected us, and we had a great conversation, but Chris made it very clear to me that he wants absolutely nothing to do with this investigation.